Hi everyone, welcome to LinkedIn Local Sunshine Coast. I'm Kim Cousins, Sales Success Coach and LinkedIn Mentor and part of the management team here at LinkedIn's Local Sunshine Coast. Now, we've been enjoying some networking together here at the Budrum Tavern, and while you're waiting for the main education session to get started, which will be live streamed to you, I thought I'd share with you a few tips and tricks around LinkedIn. And of course, if you have any burning questions or something you'd like to know more about with LinkedIn, just let me know because I'd love to cover that for you next month. Now, I'm just going to share my screen and I will cover the questions for you. So if you have any of those questions, as I said, please send them to me at the email address, which is on your screen. So when we are at a networking event, we used to have a little feature called Connect with Nearby, and you would switch that feature on and the Bluetooth would find others on LinkedIn in your vicinity and you could very easily connect with them. People have been asking me, where's that feature gone? Well, it's gone. LinkedIn have turned it off. And instead, what you can do is use a QR code. Now, that we all know about QR codes now. Who would have thought 12 months ago, we've thought, what are QR codes used for? We now know exactly what they're used for. And particularly in LinkedIn, when you go to your home screen on your mobile version of LinkedIn, top right-hand corner, there is a little 4 squares. If you click on that, it'll bring up whether you want to scan or show your QR code. Now, if you show your QR code, like you can see on the right there, you can then take that around to others and they can scan that and your profile will come straight up on their phone and they can click request to connect with you that way. So you have your own QR code, which takes people directly to your LinkedIn profile. So that's very handy. Now, I like to cover algorithm hacks because a bit like Facebook, LinkedIn too decides whether a piece of content or a post that you put out is going to be is something that they just show in lots of people's feeds. Now, LinkedIn have a thing called dwell time. Now, thinking about a typical LinkedIn user in business who may be sitting in an office, may have their sound turned off, but they'll be scrolling through the feed and they may stop and read or have a look at a video with captions. And they're dwelling, they're spending some time on it. They may not necessarily like it or comment, but they've stopped to look or listen. And that's what LinkedIn consider dwell time. So the type of content that makes people stop is the type of content that LinkedIn like to encourage people to post, and they will show to people in people's feeds, particularly around document posts. So if you've loaded up a PDF, it could be a white paper, a presentation, a brochure. If people stop and have to click it and look through it or even download it, they've stopped and they've dwelled on that post. So LinkedIn treat those sorts of posts quite favorably. Polls are another thing that make people stop, read the question and think about whether they're going to answer. Now, at the moment, I'm seeing a lot of polls come through on my feed and I'm getting a little bit sick of them, but it really depends on your industry. So think about a question that will have either 2, 3 or 4 answers to choose from, multiple choice, not multiple choice, just a choice. A question that might lead people to start thinking about your services, or something that gives you a little bit of market research. It might give you an answer or a trend that helps you then decide your service offering, for example. The other thing about videos, we've talked about videos before, short, sharp, to the point, with captions, with a title, with a logo, under 2 minutes. The sweet spot is between 90 and say 110, 115 seconds. If anyone's like me with a very small attention span or very busy and I scroll very quickly, if something gets my attention quickly and I stop and listen or look, that is part of dwell time. Now, there's a question that's been coming up quite a lot lately, and that is, should I put URL links in my post? Well, LinkedIn wants you to stay on the LinkedIn platform. Once you put a link to something that takes them off to YouTube or to your website, to your blog, to an event registration, that's taking you off the LinkedIn platform. LinkedIn don't like that very much. They want you to stay on the platform. But there's a way you can get around it, and that is put the link in the comments. So it serves as a comment to your post, which helps with engagement, and then it's a way of getting people to do what you want them to do. So it's not wrong to put URLs in your posts, but if you're wondering why your post is not getting engagement, perhaps LinkedIn have decided that they don't like that particular post because it takes them away from the LinkedIn platform. So that is all, folks. Couple of tips, couple of tricks, couple of questions answered. Happy to answer your questions going forward. Remember, connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a direct message or send me an email with your questions and I'll be happy to cover it for you next week. Alrighty, bye for now.